I want to say that today, I actually wore this shirt today. Hi. Because this shirt is a reminder to me, to myself, to not be a grumpy, crabby person, and to keep it positive and to keep it like productive and constructive, and not just be some grumpy kids get off the lawn type of person, you know? And because it's easy, I think, for any of us to kind of get into that little realm. And so I like crabby shirt because it makes me feel not crabby. It takes the weight off. It can be crabby and I don't have to.
That's awesome.
You know?
It's your Horcrux.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
it's like a little something that you can slough off your attitude onto. It's pretty good. It's like a little,
I like it.
It's like a little mantra almost, or something,
like it.
you know, like don't be crabby.
It's an anti-muse.
Yes. Yeah. It's a reminder of how to be, which is keeping it positive and keeping it love and peace and
I like it.
good energy. And
so what were we talking about earlier today? We're talking about
it's a pretty
current
obvious
events.
subject that's happening right now, which is this COVID thing, and like all the restaurants and bars and live venues and all the cancellations and concerts. And now what we're seeing is this huge uptick, and we're kind of like being that we're studio owners, we've got the audio side of this covered when it comes to this new push now, which is the streaming live thing is really the only avenue right now for musicians, besides releasing music or singles or videos or whatever. But the streaming thing is like exploding and everybody's trying to do it. And I am a huge fan of that. I've wanted to get into a situation. I think we've talked about this. We've both wanted to get into a situation where we could speed up the delivery vehicle between the art and the audience. So this is an amazing opportunity right now that's like this forced thing where we've both been sort of forced to enter this new dimension. And it's interesting because I'm also seeing some people who've been doing the streaming stuff and who've been killing at it, and they're really killing it now because like they already know what they're doing, and the learning curve isn't there for them the way it is, particularly for me. Huge learning curve. So we both had live streaming things at our studios with varying degrees of success and difficulties. Separately, we both had
just this past weekend.
So in the sense that they happened and the ships sailed, they were both a huge success. Yours had a ton of listeners and shares and stuff, which was great. And we had a pretty good, healthy amount of listeners, but
really crazy
because of my internet problems, because I called the internet people and they didn't come in time. And so the show must go on. So we streamed anyway. And the internet, we had tested it the day before and it was like, okay, this is going to work. And so we were like, okay, we're going to limp through this and we'll be fine. But then the night of, the internet just nosedived.
Said nope.
And it was so stressful, and like I was just so happy that there was a lot of people there, like as crew, like people who are like investing, not just like consumers, but people who are like doing this help. I had a ton of help from people, and so it was nice
50
because
though, right?
Less than 50.
Okay.
But there was a bunch of people that were helping, and sort of the collective groupthink was a really good thing, like because people were like, well, let's try this, or like let's do this workaround, or how about this, or like somebody's looking up instructions on how to do this, or downloading a different thing. And so we were able to limp through, but we suffered pretty rough consequences of the first half hour to maybe 40 minutes of our stream kept glitching and stopping, crashing out, and then people get frustrated and they lose interest. But we then did figure out a workaround, and we did stream, and it was very successful, and it sounded beautiful, and the performances were great, and I learned a lot about what to do and not do next time. And there's several easy improvements that are like easily done now for next time. I have the internet actually coming in now, and we'll have so we'll be able to actually stream healthily. You guys had amazing like camera switching, and you guys like the production quality was so nice on your stream. The Bandemic stream.
Bandemic, yeah.
Yours is a Bandemic. Mine is a Quarantine Sessions that we're working on right now. But we're gonna do a lot of streaming now because I'm actually getting that the streaming tools in order to just do it, because I actually want to start just like really leaning into this really hard.
Dude,
why not right
Phil, so the concert that I was holding with RL Hire, and we had Carlos filming. I'll put the link to his to him
send
in
me the
the
link.
description.
Yeah.
The company name is escaping me right now, but we'll put it in there. Super cool guy, and he brought another crew member up too, Carl, and they just crushed. It was amazing. We had like 5 or 6 cameras, 2 of them were iPhones, and then we had like 3 DSLRs. They were in all different rooms. We had multiple rooms here at the studio, and so we had Emily McVicker doing our tweener sets.
Yeah.
So in between,
in the other room.
Yeah, in the other room, out in the lounge.
Wow, that is so cool.
And we're gonna actually put some clips.
So cool.
It's probably playing on screen right now.
Wow.
So yeah, check out.
Yeah, we'll put some clips.
Yeah, right here we had the whole band.
Yep.
Playing
Beauty.
live, and it was incredible. And between sets, we were able to switch to the lounge sessions,
Yeah.
and then back. So there was not much in the
Slick.
turnover.
Oh, that's so slick.
There's so many things we're going to improve this next time, but we already have like 3 or 4 or 5 concerts lined up.
Wow. Yeah,
And
I know, dude.
It's taken off, but we'll announce the names as soon as they're like totally confirmed.
Me too. I have been hit up by a lot of people that want to do similar things. I'm hoping for everything that we don't get into a situation where we're all locked down even further.
Right. And I've heard some things in that regard, but I wanted to touch on a few things here. So in listening to you kind of talk through how your event went down, it made me realize, I'm like, you literally just implemented everything that we've ever talked about in every episode.
Exactly.
Like
We just went for it.
The just doing it, the having an idea, the creating and releasing, and the collaborating.
Having done it, now we know how to do it. It's like you
Hurry
can
up and
only
fail.
plan for so much. Yeah, hurry up and fail.
And then learn,
just do it, and then you learn.
improve.
That's how you have to do it.
That's literally how you get good at everything.
It's and actually we were talking about that with singing.
Yeah.
We were listening to someone who is extremely in control of their voice, and they're a very young singer, and we were both kind of blown away just listening on the phone. And the reason is because this singer was just throwing it away. Mm-hmm. They were singing like they didn't care. Like, not in a bad attitude way, but just like they were singing like they weren't worried about singing. It's like, don't sing, make art. Like, you know what I mean? Just express yourself. And when
through song.
Yeah, through song. Use your voice to express what's in your heart or your mind or your soul. Don't think about
try to sing
your
perfectly
singing.
and this and
Right.
that. Yeah, exactly.
But it takes a good singer to be able to throw it away like that.
Well, and you got to practice. So
You have to.
That's just taking us back to like episode 1, finding your voice. Not necessarily your voice, but like your voice, you have to cultivate and get good so that you can express. Just like when you learn English or whatever your native language is as a baby.
Yeah.
You start learning language from the womb.
Yeah.
You come out going, yeah, 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 and you can't really express, but if you do, it's kind of an outburst and whatever, but then you learn how to refine that language, and then you can eventually express yourself like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We're not thinking about our words.
Yeah. Well,
We're
it's
just
even
going.
funny. There's just this little anecdotal thing that I played with Acid Tongue at the Belltown Yacht Club
how'd that
a couple
go?
days ago, and it was amazing.
How many people
It was Friday. It was
turned out? Was it
too many? And they weren't. Well, let's just say they weren't
20,
all 6
25
feet
or so?
apart. Yeah. It was a lot, and
Yeah.
they moved their show from the Tractor to the Belltown Yacht Club, and it had a great draw. And they streamed, but the stream was absolutely beautiful and awesome. But it also did have some lagginess and some stuff. Like, we're all kind of in this learning curve, and we're figuring it out. But what's funny about the throwing it away was that they were like, "Hey, do you want any?" Because I was playing cello. They were like, "Do you want any cello in your monitors?" And I was like, "No, I practiced at home. I practiced at home. Like, I already know my part. I don't really even need to hear myself. I'll just play." So, like, a little bit, I could hear myself through my amp or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, the idea is when it's time to perform, you don't think about performing. You just, you practiced at home, you did all the preparation, and now just throw it away. Get on stage and throw it away. Get on the mic and throw it away. That's the concept. And
which is what we're
that's
doing right now here
about
on these two
great
mics.
artists that we work with. If you think about your favorite artists, they're not perfect. They're not perfect. They just embody a character or capture a soul of something, and they just go for it, and that's what sells you as an artist is your confidence,
It's like
and you're
real
being able
and genuine, and you're
just
connecting
be
with
genuine
them.
and don't think too hard. We can tell if you're thinking and then too hard, and then it translates as like being nervous, which then isn't as attractive as an artist. It can be kind of cute maybe, but an artist that just gets on the mic and just owns it, warts and all, you know.
Yeah.
It's so much more attractive. It's amazing, you know.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, that's
we don't
really
want
what people
perfect.
gravitate
The
toward.
audience doesn't want perfect. That's not why what they're ever going to like about you is your perfection. Because guess what? You're not.
Right.
You're not. And you'll never be. So if that's your aim, like, good luck.
So on that note, or on that front, so we're just trying to bring awareness to some things that we have been doing.
Yes.
And some new things that we've already done, and some things we plan to do, as well as some things you can do during this time. So I just see this as a time of change. It's not a negative time for me whatsoever. For me, it's just a time of opportunity. I'm like,
Me too.
This is huge opportunity.
It's a forced opportunity,
Yeah,
really.
there's a shift. So about 2 weeks ago, I don't know who called me. It was either Phil, it was either you, or someone. And I said, this is a cultural and business macro evolution, like a jump right now of how we're going to do things. Like, you look at tech companies, we're talking, realizing they don't need physical buildings anymore.
It's like almost a meme right now. It's like, you mean you could have been telecommuting this whole time?
Of course. You invented the technology.
Come on,
That's
get
the whole
off
point.
the freeway and get online. You just earned 2 more hours in your day by not commuting. And like all these companies doing this like industrial revolution based office model, and even school. The school model.
They're shifting to online already.
Yeah, hello. And we should have been doing that a long time ago. And I'm happy that we're being forced to actually do the thing that we should have been already doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which
College
is
has been doing
streaming
it
and telecommuting.
for years.
Dude, just make
That's
make
gonna
it
save
easy.
time and money on
Everyone's
so many
life
things.
is going to be easier.
So yeah, again, like
And then real estate's going to get freed up.
real estate will go down. Everything will be better.
And when you need a space to actually do something, then that's going to be more available to you, because now people can work from home. And I really, really, really hope that some of the things that are happening right now with this shift are permanent changes, where businesses are like, oh, wow, it's way cheaper to do this, actually. Like,
never late for anything,
dude. And
you're just there.
And like our employees are always available.
Don't
They're
you wish you
always
could
at
just
home.
wake up and be at work?
Geez, it's
Now you
almost
can.
worse. Yeah. Like they can really own you because now they're in your house. You know, like,
You're in your office all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that should
It's like the Jetsons,
future.
you know, where they roll in and then the boss calls them on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
That is
Never
the
realized
future.
that
You know,
before.
that's now. Now that's
That
the
is
present.
now.
Your boss can call you on the wall. You know.
Yeah.
You can
true.
just FaceTime your boss or Skype or whatever, you know?
Or your watch,
And
like,
and the boss,
they got
and it's
me.
funny because the boss is always yelling at him, right? That's pretty good. And that
That's
is the
awesome.
future. The boss isn't in the same room as you. It doesn't need to be. And we've already,
Star Wars.
If I think about it in that way, like I've already been working that way. Almost all of my work is remote.
Yeah.
And in fact, my new evolution of what's been happening with me is I brought more producers into my studio, and we've been making more things in real, like, together in the same room. And so I'm hoping that we don't get further quarantined or whatever, so that I can't do that, because it's actually really like, I have people in my studio, right? I have 2 different producers in my studio making records right now, and I'm not even there, and it's like so cool,
Yeah.
And after this, I'm going to go and play strings on one of the songs they're working on right now, and it's going to
perfect.
be so cool. It's like, and the machine is going, and so that's like so cool to be in the same room, and that's like great. And then we can also work remote, and we can swap files.
And you and I, we work remote all the time. So
Totally.
I just want to touch on that
and
real
together.
quick. Yeah. So I've been doing remote instruction for years. Technology shifted about somewhere between 5 and 15 years ago. What wasn't possible now is.
Yeah.
And it's only getting better, and there's only more apps being developed. And I'll bet you we're going to see a huge influx of app development right now because of the demand. And I've had great success with voice students, drum students, audio. I teach audio online too.
Yeah. I'm going to start teaching again too, because if everything's going to be
remote, you don't have to go anywhere.
I may as well just teach, because that teaching is so much easier if you don't have to actually be physically in the same room. It's so easy. Because then you just dial in and you get your half hour or your hour or whatever it is, and you're done.
Yeah, there's no commute involved, traffic, tickets, all that junk. So really, there's many benefits to doing as much of what we do in life online. Yes, we still need human interaction. Otherwise, we're going to turn into WALL-E and just...
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, getting stuff done, making money, learning, everything that we've been doing to date as the human race is still possible, and even I think more possible, more attainable now, because the online is instant. I can call up Phil, and within 2 minutes he could be playing cello for me, or writing some lyrics or some chord progression.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes later, our song is happening. You can't do that when you travel. And what happens if, I've talked about this before, maybe not on camera, but I'll use it now. So a moment of inspiration is like a sunset. It's infinitely fleeting.
You have to capture it.
You have 10 to 15 minutes, but all along that 10 to 15 minutes, it's constantly changing and shifting. The image is not the same. If you don't have your camera ready right there when you're like, I want to capture that, you've missed it. So
like songwriting, like you don't sit down with your guitar and then just play until you come up with the good idea and then record.
You just missed it,
because that's going to second generation your good idea. Like just capture it.
It's so true.
Just record first and then go, and that's kind of like the live streaming things. It's like just jump off the cliff.
Yeah, and we both did this weekend, and I want to encourage everyone out there who's watching this, whenever you see this, yes. Go, I guess, head deep.
Do it.
Just
release
jump
your
in,
music. Stream.
On whatever it is. Start collaborating.
Don't wait till you have the right camera. Don't wait till you have the right microphone. Don't wait till you have the. How many people do you know, especially camera? I feel like is a kind of a trap where the camera person will be like, oh, as soon as I get my new camera, then I'll shoot my movie.
Phil, I used to be like that.
And then when they get their new camera, they're ready to shoot their movie. And guess what? The newer camera just came out, and now they can't do it.
So I used to be
just
like that.
Shoot
I was
your
like,
movie.
I need a good vocal mic. I need this. I need Pro Tools HD. I need all these things.
It's so funny. We have really expensive microphones, both of us, and we're using these because this is the right tool for the job. Yeah. The best microphone isn't always the most expensive microphone. It's
Everyone
for
always
what?
asks me like, hey, what would you recommend? They're like, well, for what?
Yeah. Or it's the same thing as like when people are like, oh, how did they get that amazing drum sound on When the Levee Breaks? And I'm like, it's called John Bonham. Have it the performer. The performance is the king of, or the ruler of all of those other things. Everything else is subservient to the performance.
Yeah.
Performer, instrument, room, miking techniques. In that order.
I would put engineer,
producer, engineer
room,
somewhere in there.
Before room.
Yeah.
And then
performer,
it's the room.
Instrument, engineer, producer, room, Mic technique is even lower
Mic
than the
choice.
room. Mic choice.
And-
It's even
mic
lower than the
technique
room.
and then choice.
whatever. But
Then
that's
it
all
goes
subservient. The room is still above
preamps
those.
and all
Yeah.
way down. Converters are way down there.
Way
Wiring,
down.
it's even lower.
Because if the performance is good, I mean,
there's three things that matter most.
the Presidents of the United States of America, that band,
Yeah.
that first record, guess how many mics on the drums? And we're talking
What,
smasher
two
hits.
or three?
Two.
Yeah.
2 mics on the drums.
Just
and
like
we're
the
talking
strings on the
radio hits, and the drums sound great.
Wow.
You know, you just don't need all the. It's fun to have all the toys, but having the toys should help you speed up or
Right.
help you create. Don't wait.
Right.
Create.
So-
So wait, we're back to
We've
episode
already
1.
said that. So I think that was 2 or
Wow,
3.
2 or
but
3.
Anyway, we were talking on the phone earlier today, and I said, remember what I said about, the only thing that can inhibit you from doing something is your mind.
yourself. Absolutely.
It's literally your mind, because if you let whatever tools you have, maybe we could show them here.
Yeah.
Can you show the rack and stuff? We've got a lot of. Can you see all
we have
the
some awesome tools.
compressors?
You can see
Kemper,
huge board and all this stuff.
All this stuff, great preamps.
It's so great to have this
Wow.
stuff, but if we didn't have this stuff, we would still be doing this right now.
Still be doing it. I have all my life, but the thing is, if I wait till I have that, there's like hundreds of thousands of dollars of gear in this room. Not to mention the room itself.
Yeah.
Is that again?
And you know what else? You don't have to. And that's the other thing that I always tell people too is like, they're like, oh, I'm going to buy all this gear and da da da. It's like, you know how cheap it actually is to book a studio? You'd be surprised.
Yeah, in comparison.
Like, just book a studio. Don't buy a bunch of gear. Book some. There's an empty studio near you. I guarantee it. And they're underbooked. I guarantee it.
Right.
You know, I
done it.
guarantee that there's some place near you that will give you an amazing deal on studio time, because studios are kind of like a sports car. Like, they're awesome and they're hot
Rent it
to
for the
own,
weekend.
they're cool to own, but they're also kind of, you know, they're expensive and there's bills
Yes.
and there's this and that. And
Totally.
so just rent it.
Makes more sense.
Don't
to kind
buy
of,
the sports car.
again. That's collaborating.
You know,
coming back to that.
If you're
like,
going to Hollywood and you rent a Lamborghini for a day, isn't that kind of just as cool as owning a Lamborghini? You don't need to have the Lamborghini every day. It's just fun to have it one day and have some flash and be cool and call it good.
on with it.
Yeah.
So, but back on the, the only thing inhibiting you from anyone, the only thing inhibits me from doing something is my mind.
Yeah.
If I'm letting tech stop me from creating and producing and going, if I'm waiting till the camera's right, until the high quality stream is working,
Yeah.
and I never stream, I failed.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to lower the quality, which is what Phil did,
Yeah.
and stream. If my mics aren't working and I want 10 mics on the drums, but 4 of them are, then place them the best way so they work and go.
Yeah.
Like, nothing should ever stop me or you from creating.
just stream with your phone.
yeah.
I mean, iPhones have great microphones
These
in them.
cameras we're using right now are
In fact, we had the
iPhones.
conversation today of like, should we even use these mics or should we just use the phone cameras? Because they're great.
They sound
Whatever.
amazing.
So whatever. You know, there's nothing stopping you.
No,
there's
everybody
nothing
has, like-
stopping anyone.
everybody has a super powerful DAW and camera
Yep.
and microphone in their pocket. It's a phone.
Take your excuses. Someone wise once told me, take your excuses and turn them into solutions. Oh, wait, that was you.
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Take your excuses. You didn't say this directly to me, but
Okay.
you were describing something. I think it was somebody that was saying, oh, I
Yeah.
can't make my record because X, Y, Z, all these
Right.
excuses. And you're like, okay, so all you have to do is take your excuses and turn them into solutions.
Yeah, these are
And
your
then you're good.
issues. Solve it.
Solve them.
Yeah.
You can. I mean,
Oh,
there's some things maybe you can't solve,
that
but
brings me-
for the most part, you can.
Okay, so this brings me back the other thing I wanted to talk about. We talked about it on a prior podcast. I'm sure it was don't be a solution, not a liability. Did we actually
Yeah.
put that out?
We should. Let's talk about that more.
I think
I love
we did.
this.
So to be a successful
I'm
business,
touching my face, you guys.
I know, but we're not. This isn't going out to the world, so we're going to wash our hands afterward. In order to have a viable business, you have to be providing a solution.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a business and you have all the nice flashy everything and your commercial spot is perfect, the signage is great, people come in, and you're a liability, it doesn't make you a viable business. Because your customer base who wanted a solution is now taking on just more issues, more baggage. So that's not a viable business, obviously. So likewise, right now, take that same mindset, same concept, create something to offer people, a solution that you see. App developers right now should be going crazy. Streaming, all these types of things, studios, what we're doing, the shift of like, basically we're making a venue and a TV show and combining that all into studio and taking all those into a
which
thing.
is a lot of moving parts, by the way, which
It's
we could
so
get
many.
into, like the team aspect of this
for
and
sure.
stuff, because neither of us did this on our own.
Yeah,
And
there's
no
no
way.
Collaborating, teamwork, all this stuff that we've always
But
been
we also
talking
had
about.
pretty ambitious things. I mean, we could just have done a humble stream on phone, or you know what I mean. Like we could have just done something
We could
more.
have, but here's the thing: is even
But
with
we're
all
trying
the,
to go big, you know.
even with all the extensiveness
concept.
that we had put into this.
Yeah.
Again, we only had 2 or 3 days from concept through execution.
Yeah, I had a
for our
week.
event.
I had a week, and it was not very much time because
Yeah.
of the internet and all that. I couldn't even get good internet. I still had to use like an open Wi-Fi.
But you
and
still
But
went. You
it
did
worked.
Like you didn't let anything stop
It was
you.
crappy in that one regard, but it did work.
And now watch how much better the next one's
oh,
going to be.
dude, and
So
we're
it-
totally figuring this out. Like,
And here's the sad thing: is if you had waited till everything
never
was
would
right,
have done
you
it.
would have missed last week. You would have missed yesterday. What's more valuable, like
doing it.
capturing
Doing
the
it.
sunset with whatever you have, or missing the
Yeah.
sunset so you can capture that sunset better? Wait, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You literally miss it. So
Yeah.
create, be a solution, and get it out there through the internet. Be able to provide a solution to people through the internet. You can still teach through the internet. I've been doing it for years.
You can make. I mean, I saw some post today that Kevin Sir from Artist Home posted, and it was like 2021 is going to have some incredible records.
Yeah.
And it's like that's so true. Like, there's a lot of people right now that are stuck now, not on tour. They're stuck somewhere else, and their shows are canceled.
Yeah.
We're going to get creative. Like, in fact, somebody told me, I had someone challenge me last night, and they were saying like, hey, this is your chance, like to not just, because a lot of times I'm working on other people's stuff all the time and I don't always work on my own music.
Right.
And somebody last night was just like planted that little seed. They're like, man, this is your chance. Like you can do your thing now for a minute. You
remember
can
Austin said that to me
I
a
can
few
be
days
more
ago.
creative right now.
He goes, if we
because-
go on lockdown for 10 days, I'm going to make the coolest
yeah,
songs
we're
ever.
gonna make some cool stuff, and that's I feel like this is cool. Like I think I'm gonna get really creative and make some.
Kind of also why Seattle's really good at stuff. I had someone from California a few years tell me everyone in Seattle's so much better than people in California because of the weather.
Right,
They
because
stay
we
in and they-
hole up and we actually work on our craft.
and they're like always at the beach. But
Yeah. But they have other advantages with being beachy and maybe having better attitudes. Just vitamin D wise. But also they have an industry that is was more organized. But I think that that whatever that freelancer law in Cali.
I didn't hear about it.
Oh yeah, we need to look into this. But maybe somebody can comment on this that knows about this. There's this law that's really bad for freelancers. Because it's like requiring them that you basically can't be a freelancer because then you can't have health care through your employer or something. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a good law. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it though.
Okay. All right. So, yes, there's one thing I wanted to throw out there. If you are liking what you're hearing right now, and you maybe I'm sure you've been seeing tons of posts online that kind of get you going in this direction of doing things online, not letting anything stop you. Outlook, is this opportunity or is this devastating time? If you're struggling with getting going on like the music front, actually executing like, well, yeah, it sounds great, but what do I do? Contact me.
Yes.
Put my
Reach
email
out
and
to
phone
us.
number.
Yep.
Phil's too. We know good and well how to collaborate effectively and immediately from the first time, no matter what equipment you own. We have workarounds and hacks that we've created over the years. It's beautiful. Real-time production.
I also have
writing,
another
all that
thing
kind of
along
stuff.
those lines. Sorry to step on you a little bit, but I have another thing on those lines. If you're having a hard time actually really executing this and put in, and getting your music out or streaming or doing accomplishing what you're setting out to do, dive into someone else's project that's maybe further down the road than you, and lend a hand to someone else. Like, we're willing to accept help from people that of varying skill levels, right?
We're gonna need help for
if you're
pandemic.
if you're surrounded by other people that this person knows this one morsel and this other person knows a morsel, and we can collectively
make teams,
problem solve.
Please start making teams, everybody.
And that's something I wanted to talk about.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
You gotta make teams and also pitch in and help other people, because then you're gonna see how you want to do it the same or differently or whatever. You're going to learn really fast by jumping in that pool. You're going to learn to swim, you know? So if you're having problems with that, or even with inspiration or knowing what do I want to do, like, help somebody else do their thing, because you're going to figure out right away what your brand is and isn't, and who you, and what you what you want to say with your voice, and finding your voice. It sometimes connecting yourself to someone else that has a strong voice really can help you hone in what you're about and what your voice is.
And I've said this
and what
before.
It isn't.
Yes, the more that I've collaborated with people, I find who I want to be collaborating with in those lanes and who I don't. And I've got my team pretty filed down now. I love it.
Me too.
And it's ever expanding, but I know how to expand productively now, because I've done the searching and the fishing.
A little less messy.
And I learn what I'm bad at or should not do, and it's made me way better at what I am good at.
And delegating
just
too.
seeing the contrast and how we all help each other. Delegating is huge. We got this champ right here. Say what up, Austin. The people love you.
Austin.
Yeah.
He's a hero.
Gotta have your team. So, again, I guess just to kind of summarize, online is a great replacement for having to do location-based money-making things, whether that's writing, recording, instruction, concerts, and so much more. Education
you can do
altogether.
Online merch. I mean,
everything.
The other thing too that I'm going to throw out there is like
food too.
This whole thing isn't going to be forever, right? I mean, we can assume that at some point the bell curve or whatever you want to say will flatten out, and it'll be not this pandemic will pass, right? We're assuming that it's not the end of the world. I'm assuming, but at some point this is going to not be this scenario. And what's cool is that if you put your ducks in a row, you can be ready to rock when when music venues start reopening and restaurants and bars start reopening and all this stuff, and people start playing shows again and going on tour. You could have your records, your merch, you could have your whole brand and your packaging ready to go. So like, work on it, get it going.
And at the same time, I even see live venues. They should be jumping on this bandwagon.
They will be.
Already,
now I'm thinking some of this will be a permanent change, and I'm hoping with telecommuting too. Like, dude, the traffic in Seattle is so great right now.
Yeah, I got to Issaquah in like 8 9 minutes.
It's no problem, and it's like all that traffic was unnecessary traffic, in my opinion. Like, let's just
majority of the traffic is tech related people
working. Yeah,
but a lot of it's
driving
to
work,
and now all those tech people are
they're not
doing it remotely.
Yeah, how they should have been doing for an eternity ago.
Only go somewhere if you have to or want to.
Yeah, I mean, you hear that Bill Gates resigned, right? Yeah. And that's like good. It's like, yes, new guard, please. New, younger, fresher people with fresher ideas that don't think in this industrial. Like when I talk about the tech industry, and I feel someone pointed out to me that the structure of the tech industry is based on the mining industry, because it's like Bay Area, Cali gold rush, Seattle, Alaska gold rush. There's this gold rush kind of mentality. Right. Dig, don't put anything back into the soil. I'm sorry when we say tech and we're grouping. I'm not trying to pass any judgment or anything. I'm just pointing out something I don't like about the tech industry. I'm not trying to criticize individuals or whatever, but there's this dig,
right?
mine, strip mine, cut down all the trees, dig. Don't put anything back into the soil. Don't spend time with your family. Don't invest into the community. Just dig, take, log, mine. And it's not a good mentality, and I don't like it. And we need to continue fighting against that. And I'm hoping that it's like what James Keblis was saying when he was back here. It was like at some point people start caring about each other.
And I think that's right now.
During some kind of a depression or recession or something, then people band together and they have to care about each other. And it's not just about the dollar bill anymore. Even though we are artists for profit, the artists come first. We're about people.
Right.
We're about people first. Artists for profit. We're not just profiteers for profit.
Right.
We're artists. And then we're trying to make a profit. And the reason that we're trying to make a profit is because we're artists and we want to make art. We want to be able to afford to make our art. And
si, senor.
We're going to keep grinding, man. We're going to find solutions. There are a lot of obstacles, and I just see it as a beautiful challenge that gets me to where I really want. It forces me to get to where I want to be, which is this whole streaming thing and all that. We've wanted to do this.
Be online forever.
We've wanted to do this. We've wanted to speed up our productivity and be all kind of almost less precious about it, like the throwing it away kind of idea. That's what I love about live streaming. It's like just do, just done.
There it is.
So.
Yeah. And we'll do some more videos about how to monetize when you're doing it, what the different avenues are, Twitch, Facebook,
maybe
YouTube,
that's
all
the one
these
for
different types of
guests
things.
too. Like let's contact some. In fact, leave a comment if you
Definitely.
guys know, different. If there's anybody out there that has a specialty in publishing or placement or monetization or Spotify playlists or whatever your specialty is, comment. And we would love to have guests. We could even do a virtual streaming guest if we wanted.
Yeah.
So we are pretty open to that, and we please comment and tell us what you want us to talk about or offer your opinions and that kind of stuff, because we want this to be a dialogue.
Yeah. So again, back to what James Keblis said: when there's a economic boom, there's a cultural recession.
Yeah,
I think we're at least pressing pause right now, and I do see a lot of people digging in and trying to invest into the culture thing and like what matters and interacting. Even though we're like quarantined, we're actually interacting more. Yeah, because there's more time. Yeah, and people realize
I've seen
what's important
Facebook become a lot less snarky. Have you noticed that? People are sort of like, okay, you know what? I mean, there's still going to be some trolls or whatever, but I've definitely seen a lot less snarkiness and
Only
arguing and political
paper.
stuff. Right.
That's a big one.
That's the issue.
That's the meme.
Does toilet paper cure coronavirus or not?
We should do
the
an
question.
Let's get Bill Nye on that.
Yeah, let's talk to Bill
Nye.
Nye.
We're calling you out, man.
Yeah.
Does toilet paper cure the coronavirus?
Yeah. Maybe hand sanitizer does. It's the vaccine. It was the vaccine the whole time. Art is for brother. Ooh la la la. Art is for brother. Art is for brother. Art is for brother.
Today. Hey. Hey, yo. Oh, that was your job. Fade to black.
Thank you, Seattle. Thank you.
Fade to black.
Good night.
Fade to black. Oh, the camera's still on? We didn't fade? Oh, man.